Eyup cock. I've been away this weekend, so I couldn't get it up yesterday, which I'd like to do on a Sunday, or at least early today, but we're here now and that's all that matters. It's EFL review, and I'm in a good mood for the first time in about 7 weeks. What we'll do first, because it ran Friday night, and this feels like ages ago now, do you know what I mean? It's like a different life, Friday nights compared to Monday. We'll look at Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 1, and the Burnley game just really quickly. Middlesbrough, I cannot believe that I've not seen corner flag be posted yet with Michael Carrick. I think he's a really good manager, and he plays some attractive stuff, but dressing room was clearly gone. It's gone. They're not playing for him. Artham don't look even interested anymore from what I see of them. And Bristol City are a good side, don't get me wrong, and they're actually being consistent for once. God forbid. But I just can't see how they keep giving it vote of confidence when ultimately, despite the fact that I like Michael Carrick, he's failing massively with the group of players that he has got. Regardless of the fact that Latileft's gone in January, these should be up with Sunderland in like a vague shout for autos. Not dossing it off mid-table. It's shocking the level that they're at compared to like the relative level of the squad compared to where they are. Bristol City though, nice. Burnley, I salute you, my brothers. I misunderstood Burnley. I thought just a little boring shit side. Every time I watch these idiots, it's just like 0-0, 1-0. But they were really good. I thought the first half were quite even. I watched this. I thought the first half were quite even, and Wednesday could have been winning, to be fair to you. I thought they'd get a good account themselves at first half especially. I think it's probably the only game that I've seen on Wednesday where Rose got it wrong because he switched it up at half-time, brought some kid on that I can't even remember ever seeing him in my life. But he brought him on and then they got spanked in the second half. They didn't have a sniff, really. Marcus Edwards, serious player. And if it's with Burnley or not, he will be in Premier League next season. He is a ray baller. Just across board, I think they're a little bit better in every position than what someone like Wednesday is. They're just better across pitch, start to finish. And that is ultimately what gives you a 4-0 win, despite managers' situation or them both. Still only on 9 goals conceded as well. So if they actually put it in other net, these will catch Sheffield United for second. Right, on for Saturdays. Derby 0, Millwall 1. Millwall had a penalty that Josh Coburn missed in like 85th, and then in 98th or whatever it was, Josh Coburn scores to win up game. Very Millwall in it. It's very Alex Neil. It's just... They're the perfect match. I do think they went down a rogue route where they got rid of like Gary Rowett for someone that's completely against run at what Millwall is. But then they've gone straight back for what Millwall is with an Alex Neil type of manager. I think this is a perfect fit. Obviously in summer, I doubt Millwall will get in playoffs. There's nothing I would love more than seeing them in playoffs and goal. But I doubt they will. In summer they're going to lose Tanganga. But it's a question of like how ambitious is Millwall's board, because they've been in and around like top half at Championship for, 4, 5, 6 years now, just non-stop, but never been able to get in there. You sell Esse for a lot of money. You're going to sell Zian for a lot of money when this loan's done. You're going to sell Tanganga for a lot of money. This could be the start of their, like, Brentford Moneyball arc. If they invest properly in summer, Millwall next year, go on the boys. And Derby, still a severe lack of goals at top end. And it's only John Eustace's second game, and it's his first one at home. No goals yet. Lost 5-0 on aggregate to 2 teams. But again, this looked like quite an even game, and I think Derby have probably been quite unlucky to come out with nothing from the 2 games that John Eustace has had so far. Obviously, the QPR score were a freak, but performance-wise, I don't think they've been that horrendously bad in like last 2 games than they have been previously when Warren were there. I do think they will probably turn it around a little bit, but other teams are picking points up around them constantly, and Derby aren't, and it's time to start doing it. Such as Plymouth 1, Cardiff 1. I do think Plymouth have dropped a bollock here big time. You look at the stats, obviously first half, it's all Cardiff. They look better side by an absolute landslide. Then, thankfully to this red card in 53rd minute, straight red, Plymouth have then made it a lot more even in second half. And obviously Cardiff are just going to sit back and try and defend a lead and then try and defend a point in grand scheme of things. But I think Plymouth have missed a trick here not winning this game. I really do. Cardiff are obviously an hard side to beat. They've lost, 2 games to Leeds, which were a freak 7-0, and Portsmouth at their place, who were ridiculously good at their place anyway at Frown Park. They're the only 2 losses that they've got in a long time. So Cardiff are no mugs. They're a good side. Despite the league position, they're a good side. This were a big chance, though, for Plymouth to drag some points off for a side that they're trying to catch, realistically. The 4th bottom, Cardiff. This was the chance. 10 men for the last half an hour. That were it. And I feel like they could have missed a trick there. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to keep chopping and changing on what I think's going to happen. I just want to speak about what has happened. And Plymouth have dropped a bollock there, big time. Good point for Cardiff, mind. I know they've not won in like 4 games now. But I don't think they'll be the team to beat, effectively. I don't think these will finish 4th bottom. I think these will be up like, probably Oxford upwards type shit, like Portsmouth are. Good point for Cardiff, but Plymouth have dropped a bollock there. Another side that's got points near the bottom, Sunderland 0, Hull 1. There were people on my last predictions video for Championship saying that I'm anti-Sunderland. I'm biased. I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. Sunderland dropping points at home to Hull. This guy's a dope. Maybe I didn't go bold enough. I think I went for a draw with Sunderland and I was still getting loads of shit. Look at your screen. Look at it. Hull at home, honking. Mid-table League One side at home. Away from home, they turn into Real Madrid. Galacticos. Massive performance. Patterson, I don't know what's up with that bloke, but he's dropped like a Melier-esque clanger in his own net. I don't know what's gone on there. It's truly horrendous that I've not seen it. And it's just further giving me proof that I shouldn't have changed my mind. I said Sunderland had finished fourth. They went on that little streak where they were sort of like catching them up again. But the last few weeks, I feel like Sunderland's players have sort of, after the Leeds game, thought, you know what, it's gone. Autos has gone. We can just cruise through playoffs easily. You've probably got enough points now to get in there regardless. You win a couple of games, which you're going to do. It's a given, and then you're in there anyway. I feel like Sunderland players are taking the foot off gas a little bit, knowing that they're going to be in playoffs and nothing higher. But you can't go into playoffs without any sort of momentum behind you. And if they just like are plodding along, just going like win, draw, loss, and they're just treading water for ages going into it, they will get hammered. Momentum's a powerful drug, especially going into playoffs. That's why if at times someone gets into 6th on last day and ends up going up. Shocking from Sunderland. Mentally quite weak, I think, at minute. But Hull, huge. Good graft. Bit of grit to see it off at line. Nice. Cov 2, Preston 1. Everybody were telling me, like, oh, God, Coventry winning at home to Preston. We haven't bet these since dinosaurs were kicking about. Correct score, thank you. Which is true, in fairness. Like, Preston have had Coventry's number since, like, dawn of time. They've not won since this. They're so bad against them. And Preston, a no-how side. Heck, I'll keep saying the same stuff, but there's no how it works. They just get it, Preston, in this league. And after a very shaky start to this year, when I was looking at them a little bit like, could be a bit of shit here, especially due to lack of goals, which ain't gone away, by the way. The lack of goals has been a problem all year. But defensively, they're quite good. They've got like a mid-table top half defence. And I've been raving about it for a long time, but I love how they defend the box. It's really good. But Coventry and Frankie Lampshade, no, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I was so ahead of the curve. Deserved to win. They made it hard for themselves near end when they got this in 82nd, and then it's just like one of them squeaky bums for the last 10-15 minutes. And it was 2 headers as well. Different ways of winning games, different ways of scoring goals. Lampard, just strip it back, keep it simple, and they're seeing results for it. Grimes, by the way, is coming and acted like he's just been there forever player. He's not played many games yet, but even against Wednesday, when Coventry won the game away at Wednesday, but they were considerably worse side, I still thought Grimes put a serious shift in and were good. That's a rate coup, that is, from Swansea. Where are they now? 7th. Oh, God, I knew it. Norwich 4, Stoke 2. Are these turning it around a little bit again? Potentially. Like a little bit of a tricky patch recently. But Stoke at home, Stoke are ass. And I said here, after this one, papering up at craps massively. Not the craps, pardon me. Papering up at cracks massively with that win against Swansea. Because Swansea are ass, despite the result that we're going to talk about in a sec. Swansea are ass. And Stoke beating them meant effectively nothing to me. There weren't a good performance there. This is more like it. Again, it's just him. It's just the Josh Sargent show every single time I watch Norwich. What you on these days, bud? So since he's come back, since he started games after his injury, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goals in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. 7 in 6 since he's come back. I doubt Norwich are going to go up. Maybe they do get in at the end and go up through playoffs. Maybe. But I think defensively, there's a massive issue there which needs addressing. And that is probably the reason why, if they do get in playoffs, they will not go up against someone like a Burnley or a Sheffield United that are defensively very solid. However, Josh Sargent surely will be playing in a top division, whether it's here or he goes back to Germany or whatever it is. You would surely think that he is going to leave Norwich if they don't go up. Someone that good cannot stay in this league again. He can't. He's a freak of a striker. On the complete number 9. He's good at everything. Stoke, I think, could be in shape. I really do. They've got something in him to pluck results out of nowhere, and it's like Mark Robins' ball. But I think the squad as a whole, I don't know. I think they will be one of the two that the 3 at bottom are trying to catch, personally. Big win for Norwich, though. They're not completely out of it yet, don't get me wrong. There's only 4 points. And everybody from, like, probably QPR upwards. I don't think QPR get in there, but I've got to sort of include... Or do I? No, I'm going to write Middlesbrough. I think we're looking at like Wednesday upwards for teams that are serious at getting in there. So they're not out of it yet. And whenever you've got Josh Sargent up front, you've got a chance, haven't you, compared to like everybody else around here has got strikers worse or an attacking line worse than Norwich, apart from maybe West Brom, maybe Coventry actually, but no, Norwich have got like best forward in league in general. They've just got to be, you know what? It's giving me like Bristol City vibes where they're not consistent enough. Next couple of games, if they start putting some together and the form starts looking like Coventry's, then I'll give them a break, and I think they could do it. But for now, I still don't see it. Pompey 2, QPR 1. Right, I'm going to talk about a certain guy in a second. But we'll look at the performance first, because again, Portsmouth at home, despite this being like quite an even game, Portsmouth at home, man, oh God, look at him. Look at after a really shaky start to the year, they just win constantly at home, and there's a lot of 2-1s as well. It's a good bet, that. QPR away, 3 losses in a row to 3 sides that, if you want to have a serious attempt at playoffs, which QPR was sort of like looking like they could flirt with a little bit recently, then you've got to be taking points off these sort of sides, but they didn't. So that's season wrote off. But again, the performance is there against a side that are always really good at home. I've said it for ages, QPR next year, a bit of money behind them, there'll be something with Cifuentes. But I just want to talk about quickly Josh Murphy, the bloke who looks more like Jacob Murphy than Jacob Murphy. Look at his ratings. He's consistently brilliant. Even when he gets no goal contributions, he's still one of, if not Portsmouth's best player most weeks. What's on now? 15 goal contributions in 30 games. It's a goal contribution every other game for a side that are about 18th, 19th-ish. I would say he's Portsmouth's best player this year on a free from Oxford, because they just chucked a bit more money at him. And despite Oxford's recruitment being like fantastic, I seriously think they've had one of, if not best transfer window in general, probably behind Sheffield United actually. They've had easily the best transfer window out of the promoted sides, Oxford. They said they come up through playoffs on like one at last days, and they weren't sort of there or thereabouts for the entire year until right at end. Maybe letting the player that you had there go for free, they should have just offered Josh Murphy a little bit more money to keep him there. And the complete lack of goals that Oxford have got, this could be the decider. For all good that they've done with recruitment side of things, Oxford, letting your own player to go to another relegation rival could be what shoots them at foot if Oxford are to just keep sinking. Really impressive from Portsmouth though, and they're probably like safe-ish now. 9-point gap, 3 wins in a row. They've got the home factor, which a lot of these sides just haven't got. Nice. Go on, boys. I'm rooting for him, seriously. Good on him. For a club this big to be down in pits for so long, it'd honestly have been a shame if they'd have just gone up and come straight back down. That'd have been ass. So I'm glad for him. Go on, boys. Swansea 3, Blackburn 0. I can't believe I didn't see this coming. I honestly, Swansea is shit, right? And I was being blindsided by the run of form and the consistency from my own mouth. They came out of my mouth. Those words were spoken by my lips. I'm saying consistency because Blackburn won 2 games in a row for the first time in about 6 years. 2 2-0 wins on bounce to go to a managerless Swansea where the bounce, I know they ain't got a manager in yet, but the bounce. All these players that aren't interested suddenly become interested as soon as they get the manager that they don't like sacked. All this tricky book, and I didn't see it coming. Definitely didn't see it coming to a 3-0 point anyway. Like, not at all. But they deserved it. They were easily better side from what I've seen and what I've heard. Blackburn did next to nothing entire game. I've not got a lot to say about Blackburn here, to be fair, but it's a big win for Swansea, and one that, like, I've been saying that they could be sliding for a long time, which they have been doing, to be fair. I'm not going to take that back. They have been shit for ages. They really have. For a long time with Williams as manager, and even like recent last couple of weeks, they've been shit for a long time. But the win against Bristol City gave, maybe I thought that was papering over cracks again, like a Stoke type result. But this is big. This is quite big. They're showing that they've obviously got the players there and the talent there to stay up. Do you know what I mean? Swansea, I still think could be in a little speck of bother, but they'll not go down. Portsmouth, I think, will be above them at the end of it. They've got a little bit of consistency, but I want to see what Swansea do in the next couple of weeks and who the manager is that they bring in. I'm very intrigued to see who their manager is. And Blackburn as well, because they still haven't sorted theirs, have they? This. West Brom and Oxford. This ain't good. Like I was saying about Murphy going from Oxford to Portsmouth, the lack of goals that Oxford have had recently is extremely worrying. 1 goal against Bristol City, but that's 8 in 6 games. No goals in 6 ain't good, whatever way you want to look at it. The defensive record, honestly, isn't even that bad. They got a clean sheet away at Stoke. They only conceded 1 to Bristol City, 1 away at Burnley, which, like, it's not worst result ever, is it? And it was an own goal. None against Derby, but then 2 at home to Portsmouth even, and 2 away at West Brom. The Portsmouth at home one is worrying, and the complete lack of goals is very, very worrying. Don't get me wrong, Gary Roters brought him in and made him much harder to beat. They went on a stupid unbeaten run, didn't they, to start with, for like first 7-8 games, whatever it was when he were there. But it's what happened to Des Buckingham is happening to him now, where after the initial like burst of excitement and oh my god, new manager, we're all going to play really good, now it's sort of just dipped off a little bit, and they're not creating anything really. It's not like the strikers are just missing sitter after sitter. They're not being fed a great deal. Like, look at stats. West Brom easily better side by an absolute landslide. Oxford created note all game. Moat scored and then we're getting it big into Oxford because we were on loan there at one point from us. God, I missed that guy. He was such a good player for us. And then I think they sent the keeper up, if I remember watching this properly. They sent the keeper up and then they broke. And to be fair, it was really good play to get past like the odd defender that were there, and they saw it out quite nicely, West Brom. They probably could have scored more, and Armstrong looked quite good. He started here. I do think he will start getting a run of games now because when he shoots, it just looks like it's going in a lot of time, I think. It's time for West Brom to start putting some consistency together now if they want to get in there. Because you've got teams coming over ill that aren't losing games. Like, yes, Coventry have lost 4 games ago, same as Bristol City. But them two are putting runs together now that are scary. Some spooky runs of form going on with these two. So despite them being at the top at best at rest, West Brom aren't like a guarantee to get in there. As much as I would like to say that they are because of the Armstrong stuff, the defence is still a bit of an issue with me and the nervous factor. But if you perform like this and just nullify whether you're playing to absolutely nothing all game, because Oxford didn't have a sniff, that's more like it. That'll get you in. And then finally, this on the Sunday for Championship. Watford 2, Luton 0. I thought Luton had win this. I thought they'd be up for it. I thought the mentality monster vibe had come back with the leaders that they've got there on pitch and players that have been there for a while. But there were absolutely none of it. Absolutely none. Luton looks so mentally checked out. It's embarrassing, some of them players that they've got on that pitch. They're strolling about. They don't get a toss. They look like, oh yeah, we went Premier League last year. We're so big time now. And they're absolutely wank, some of these players. They're shit. I did think they got absolutely scammed by that first penalty. Maybe I've not seen an angle that other people have seen, but I never in a million years has had a penalty to me. It gets like a little toe on it at end, but keeper still gets ball, don't he? And Anderson shields him quite well. I think they've been scammed there big time. But still, Watford were better side constantly. And Luton just looked so uninterested and like, well, I'm going to leave anyway. If we get relegated, I'm out of here. I'm going back to Prem. No, you're not. You might get a bottom half Championship move, even best players in this division, because, or the best players in this team even, because a lot of them look shit. Mentally weak. They're not grafting, even for new manager. Like I said, I do think they just think they're a lot better than they are. It's one of them ones. Watford, though, nice. The home side continuously wins in this game, regardless of who it is. That carried on with this game. Watford looked up for it. I mean, that's probably, maybe it's a cleverly thing because it's like maybe he's drilling it into him what it means more than Bloomfield maybe knows with this fixture. But I doubt it. Bloomfield's no mug. It's just the players on pitch. Watford wanted it more than these, and that's it. End of. There's obviously Leeds Sheffield United on tonight. I'm going to do a watch on for that, so I'll be live here at 10 to 8. I think it'll be a draw. I would like Leeds to win, just because I think they'll run away with it anyway. But I would like Leeds to win this, which is something that I never thought I'd say. But I do think it will be a draw. Wilder's going to have them up for it big time. But looking at table, this bottom three, there's a 3-point gap now. Like I said, Plymouth missed a trick by not beating 4th bottom. Plus, these have all got more games played than the majority of sides above them. The only one that I think could be dragged into it that has sort of escaped for last like couple of months is Oxford. The lack of goals is really worrying. Obviously, they've got more or even. They're all in like same sort of category, and they're like Oxford now, and all these sides aren't big scorers, and a lot of them just concede a lot of goals. It's probably why they're at bottom like 6. But Oxford's recent lack of anything going on from an attacking point of view is very worrying. I think them and Stoke are probably the ones to beat, or the ones to get in front of if any of these three want to survive. But Luton looks so beaten already. These are, unfortunately, the new Sunderland that's just doing the reverse bounce. My league winners, by the way. Get in. Pathetic. Moving up, Coventry and Bristol City are putting decent runs together. Norwich could potentially. Watford obviously have got back-to-back wins as well, so who knows, they're defensively they're alright most of the time. West Brom, big win though. Sunderland destined for 4th, and I do think it is a Burnley Sheffield United shootout for 2nd with Leeds eventually winning league. But tonight's fixture could have a big say on that, and I do think it'll be a big game, so I hope to see you there. League 1. Saturday the 22nd of February, Reading 0, Birmingham 0. Don't care. Rotherham 0, the Reds 1. Woo! We're so back. How many points do we have second these days? Oh, 18. Is that it? No, we've got absolutely no chance of even getting in playoffs. I'm not that stupid. Even me, possibly the most delusional man alive when it comes to their own club, even I'm saying we are not getting in playoffs. The first half in this game was very dull. I mean, we were better side start to finish, but the first half were really dull. Second half, we looked quite good in spells in second half. It obviously took a penalty to win game, and the officials in this game were an absolute disgrace. Like, truly, you think Premier refs are bad, or even Championship refs are bad. There should have been 4 penalties in this game. 4 of them. He didn't get the first one because it were in, like, second minute. And Phillips will literally... the ball is falling to Phillips for a tap-in from meter camera away from net. Light work. Guy comes behind him, rags his shirt off, but because it's his second minute and ref's got no bottle, he don't get it. And then Steve Evans, the great slabber mate, after the game, oh, we don't get penalties, us. When Rotherham had a penalty last week. Bear in mind, they should have had a penalty in this game, but at the same time, we didn't get one in first minute. We had one where one of their lads is playing 2K, he's playing basketball, he's like this T-pose in the fella, and he don't get it. And Steve Evans is saying, oh, well, we don't get penalties and all that. And he had nothing to say on our other penalties that should have been. He can't even see his toes. That fat bastard. And he wants to get an opinion on some of those 50 yards away. Anyway, comfortably better side, deserved to win. Rotherham absolutely stink, top to bottom. I think the only player worth his weight is Nombe. He looked quite good. I'm not going to lie to you. Would not mind that fella in a red top. I like him. He looks very strong, very athletic. He is just surrounded by absolute idiots. Wilkes looked up for it, to be fair. Especially in first half. I thought it was going to be a bit of a problem. But he didn't really do a lot in second half. The only player worth anything for these is Nombe. They've been absolutely stiffed big time. I mean, so have we. I think we've been stiffed royally. Like, I don't think you can even beat us this season with what's happening to us. We are bad. Rotherham at least chucked some money at it in summer. But the wage bill's gone up massively. But they chuck the money at like older boys that's got no resale value and obviously aren't interested in this club at all. They just think, oh yeah, another payday, nice, one of my last ones, happy days. None of them look interested, or very few of them look interested, apart from maybe Nombe and Wilkes going forward. Hugill, I have, seriously, how he missed that, I've got no idea, but he is absolutely shit. Terribly bad. He looked up for it, to be fair, this Odoffin. He looked alright, but across board, the Reds deserve to win. Blackpool 3, Crawley 1, humongous were. Absolutely humongous. They're finally like, don't get me wrong, they won a couple of games here and they've been unbeaten for the longest, Blackpool. But that's big. If you can't beat Crawley at home, I'd have been suggesting like where you're going to get your win for at rest at you. But it's big. Even though Fletcher got a red card at 30th minute and it was 2-1 at that point, so Crawley probably fancying the chances of getting back in. They didn't really do a lot even in second half when they come out. They were better side, don't get me wrong, going up against 10 men. But I thought Blackpool saw it out quite well. Which you'd expect from someone with a lot of experience like Steve Bruce. A lot of ex-teams that don't like him because of what he'd done at their place. But he's not daft. Do you know what I mean? He is not daft. He saw the second half out quite well. And they deserved to win, Blackpool. Niall Ennis as well, by the way. What's he done since he's coming on loan from Stoke? Bearing in mind, Barnsley have been after this man for like the longest. We've been after him for years. And obviously we're just embarrassing, aren't we, our board? So he's come in, scored a goal there. Nothing against Blackpool or Rotherham, but a goal there and 2 there. So he's got 4 goals in 5 games since he went on loan. Wow, an actual striker. Crazy. What we got? Oh, yeah, Clement Rodriguez. Who's that, you ask? You tell me. I think we picked him up off local rec. Big win for Blackpool, though. Crawley, worrying a little bit. Well, I'm worrying a lot a bit, actually. From this is massive, though. Bolton 2, Leyton Orient 1. This is humongous. Steven Schumacher, I have said for ages, even if Everton would still be there, I still think they'd have got in. Seriously, I still think they'd have ended up getting playoffs. But with Schumacher, I am being deadly serious now. How many points are they on second? Bolton. 11. I would not be surprised if these catch these up. I really wouldn't. But Bolton look good. He has got them going. Fairly even game, which you'd expect, because Leyton Orient are a good side. Really, really solid, though. Bolton now. A lot sturdier, more structured, harder to beat, I think, than the way we ever just refused to change from his certain play style, did he? And they had no plan B a lot of time. Schumacher, he's got out of this league before. We sat like in front of probably best League One team ever with Ipswich. So if he can get up with Niall Ennis and Sam Cosgrove up front, then what can he do with this side? Like a really good team that Bolton have got. Leyton Orient, I won't be too disheartened by this. They've lost to Stockport and to Bolton. But it's not like we can't beat good sides thing because they bet Wrexham at their place last game. It's just a bumping road. No, really to look into or analyse deeply. It's like, oh no, they've not got the mentality to beat good sides because they bet Wrexham. And they absolutely slammed us. Not that it means anything because we're not a good side. I just want to put that one out there. But Bolton could seriously be looking upwards. Like 4 wins in the last 5 games. A lot of goals. Defensive issues definitely there. But these will be in playoffs at least, Bolton, I'm telling you. Cambridge to Stockport 0. This is massive. This is absolutely massive. I just want to say a quick welcome back to Neil Harris. And we're going to click on stats. And honestly, even if you didn't know Neil Harris were there, you could guess who manager were this side. 2-0 win, not even touched the ball effectively. 4 shots, both shots on target went in. 0.17 expected goals, 2-0 win. Neil Harris, baby! Absolutely humongous win. He looks good, by the way. Bristol City bought it. Did he come from Aldershot in that Stokes? Sure he did. Yeah, he did. Like, for a young'un as well, 20, midfielder, 15 goals in 45 games for Aldershot. He's got 7 goal contributions in 18 games for Cambridge. For a honking side, by the way, he's consistently good. Bristol City have got a rate player on the hands there. Stockport, it's just a bumping road again. Won't look into it too much. Neil Harris, Juju, new manager bounce, all that shit. They'll still be playoffs at least, you'd think. But a big win for Cambridge, especially down at the bottom. This is a big result to note. Charlton 3, Exeter 0. Comfortably best side, Charlton. This is probably what you would expect a club like Charlton to be doing in this division. Just easy, really. Didn't get out of second gear for majority of the game from what I saw. Definitely deserved to win. Just brush Exeter aside like they weren't even there. Start to finish, better side. And where are they now? I'm assuming 7th. Yeah, 7th. But they only lost against Birmingham. And I think they lost another one fairly recently. Oh, no, they haven't. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, with the draw to Blackpool. But other than that, they're looking good. They are looking good, man. I'll tell you what. Exeter, they got the win away at Cambridge, which were massive. They're not safe yet, are they? They're not safe yet. Some great results here. Huddersfield 0, Peterborough 1. Peterborough have been so crap for ages. Like, so long. They've been ass. Huddersfield off at back of like beating us, and then Shrewsbury away, difficult fixture with Ainsworth. I just think, oh yeah, Peterborough defensively horrendous. You'd surely think, despite Huddersfield's lack of goals for a lot of time, that they would put a few past these. No. Yeah, they had a few shots, but none of like real serious quality. Absolutely no shots on target for the entire game. Peterborough defended quite well by the looks of it, which is something that I didn't think I'd probably ever say with the current crop of players that they've got. But that is big. And it needed to be as well. The confidence that this will give them, because if they wouldn't have won this game and Burton had jumped them, Peterborough would have been at bottom 4. And I think your confidence then and your spirit and that and the psychological impact of that for the players looking at that result and thinking, we're going down here. I think that'd have been huge. This could be a massive turning point in Peterborough's season. This huge. Burton must be gutted and all. Like the form that they've been on for the past like 10, 15 games, and they're still not out of there. Huddersfield though, yeah, the better us and Shrewsbury, but there is problems there, and there's problems with Huddersfield. I said they didn't look good against us, which they didn't. We just were absolutely horrendous. Lincoln 0, Burton 1. Like I just said, Burton's form recently has been nuts. Lincoln are just so inconsistent this year. I don't actually know what's up with them, really. Yeah, they lost. I think they lost the best striker and the keeper, but they kept like the core of the squad. They kept a lot of them, didn't they? So I'm surprised that they've just been so all over the place this year. But again, huge win for Burton. I think they got it in the last minute as well. Good finish. We'll look at the relegation zone at the end of this. In fact, I might do that right now. Northampton 2, Bristol Rovers 1. People doubted me, and I just want to put it out there again that I said Northampton will be fine and they get away with it for a long time. I have been saying that. Don't anybody try and like take that away from me. From an attacking point of view, these have got players that others simply have not got. From an attacking point of view, Northampton have just got players that other sides simply have not got. And a lot of them might even play it here. Cameron McGeehan's goal record for a midfielder is obscene. And it's a huge, huge, huge win down at bottom. They've got a lot of injuries as well, especially to the attackers as well, Northampton. But let's have a look at it down at bottom now. So Northampton are now level on points with Wigan. They're only 2 points behind Mansfield. Jesus Christ. Imagine saying that like last month. They're 2 points behind Mansfield. Bristol Rovers. I'll tell you what. I do think this could go to the last day with a lot of these sides. I do. But I don't think Northampton will be one of them. If anything, yes, I've just said Peterborough's season could turn around very easily with this, and there's not a lot of points from like Rotherham down. That's the gap in it. 5 points there. Rotherham could be in shit till end. Mansfield could with where that they're going recently. Wigan will be fine. Northampton will be fine. Exeter could be in shit. Bristol Rovers could be in shit. Peterborough could be in shit. I'll tell you what. If we've got nothing to do on last day, which we probably won't because we're in 10th a minute. If we've got no happening on last day, I might just go to one of these like games around here and just see it crack and what happens. Shrewsbury have lost again at home to Stevenage. That's very poor, but we'll come and look at that at end. And Wickham have drawn 0-0 with Wigan. We don't care. Then there's one last one, which runs Sunday. Mansfield 1, Wrexham 2. What has happened to these? Seriously, what has happened to Mansfield? I just don't understand. I don't get it. What's wrong with them? You'd surely think that Mansfield aren't stupid enough to sack Clough. But any other manager at any other club in the world with this form, you are on brink of getting your ass slapped, aren't you? Honestly, if it weren't for the fact that Mansfield have just come up and they were massively overperforming it first half of season, then it'd have been in trouble. But I think because of the springboard that they came up with Mansfield and they started really good, is buying some time a little bit. But at what point do you sort of bite bullet on it? I don't think he should be sacked regardless, because even if the worst did happen and Mansfield went down, it would bring you back up, Clough, because he's a fantastic gaffer. And this squad really, apart from I do think their attackers are good, like the Evans, Gregory, obviously Rhodes now, are good players. Defensively though, I think that's where they're getting let down a lot recently. The goals have dried up because Gregory hasn't been playing for weeks. Rhodes can't last a full game because he's got a walking stick. So it's just on Evans a lot of the goals, if they do get any. The defence has been shocking for a while, and I don't understand why, because it was such a strong point for the first half of the season and nothing's really changed at back. The defence, if anything, has got better and stronger as season's gone on, but then they've gone 2-2, 3, 1-2, 1, 3, 3, 3, 2. They're conceding constantly. Form for the last 10 games, bottom at league, 21 goals conceded in 10 games. It's shit. And it needs to change quite fast, because yes, they've got this current like protection bubble, aren't they, with 6 points, but you look at how fast that can disappear with like Burton consistently picking up points. Peter have started like doing something recently. Northampton are getting wins now. That could, it ain't good, really ain't good. As for Wrexham, for the first time probably this year, when they've played later than everybody else, they've actually took advantage of other teams slipping up. Wickham are dropping points constantly. Stockport lost, Huddersfield lost, Leyton Orient lost, Birmingham drew away at Reading. Wrexham are the only team in top 6 to have got a win this weekend. Big. And if we look at the table, I don't even know anymore. I could see Crawley finishing last. Honestly, I thought Cambridge were dead and buried for ages, but Neil Harris, it's very Gareth Ainsworth at Shrewsbury. They're bringing in the right managers, these clubs down at bottom they are. Ones that can sort of like get you out of any shit in any situation. Cambridge and Shrewsbury are not going to go down like we're whimper. They will go down swinging until the last breath. Crawley, I don't think have maybe got that in them, despite like the obvious points gap that they've got over like Shrewsbury losing the last 3 games in a row. All very narrow results, 3-2, 1-0, 1-0. They're unfortunate there with the results, and now they've gone for Shrewsbury, but it's a big loss that over to Stevenage. But Cambridge and Shrewsbury I can see fighting till end. Crawley I think will be down probably first. Burton, you could see them staying up now. It's just how many of these sides above you from Rotherham down could be dragged into this quite late on. If Rotherham don't make a change and quite quickly with Big Steve, they could be in horrendous trouble. Seriously, because they were crap. Really shit. And I've seen some dross this season, because to lose to us with current couple of players that we've got, it takes some doing, and we've won 13 times. We've done double on these. I can't even remember the last time we dropped a point to Rotherham in general, just as a club. They just never can get out against us. But the mentality of that team, top to bottom, stinks. Why am I over there? What? I don't know what just happened then. Anyway, going to top half. Reds win. Blackpool win. I'm going to ignore Stevenage. Blackpool and Barnsley late push. The lads. I doubt it. Reading keep chipping away though, don't they? Bolton, I think, could be looking at autos seriously. I really do. They're flying under radar minutes and Schumacher's coming. They've been mint. Same as Charlton, to be fair. Everybody's like raving about Leyton Orient, and rightfully so. With run of form they've been on, they've been ridiculous since like October almost. They've been really good. Everyone's looking at them and sort of ignoring your Boltons and Charltons. Maybe until it's quite late on. Huddersfield could be in bother though, you know. Like I said, I didn't think they were good. And the performances of like Bolton, Charlton, Leyton Orient are considerably better than that at Huddersfield. They're not a guarantee. Stockport aren't really. I do. Like I said, I think it's a bumping road, and the performances are really good, and the results are good. But no one's a given really for top 6, apart from Wrexham and Wickham and Birmingham. Obviously going to win league. They've got a 6-point gap with 2 games in hand. They'll be up before they even play us in April. Wickham dropping points though quite consistently. These can't do it again, can they? Surely to Christ. Who knows? I just know for a fact that we'll be here next year playing Donny and Wimbledon. But that's that. Thank you as always for watching, boys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you did enjoy. I'll be doing a watch along tonight. I just want to say it again. So if you're about, then I will be here at 10 to 8. Love you all. Kiss you in a bit. Goodbye.
I say I'm a man. Yes, I'm a mucker. I think of me saying as a right good looker. I say up that. Show us bit it.